Another day in the studio with the Sketchbook Heroes featuring Robert Ekblom, Elias Patlis, talking. I don't remember the topic. Because this is the second episode.
Yeah, filler. Filler time, folks.
Filler time.
I actually had that perfect raspiness last night. I can't replicate it today, but I utilized it to
God damn
the
it.
max.
Yeah, that was the title. Master of One
Versus
none. Master of None.
Yeah, whatever that means. And we're also
No idea. We couldn't come up with
a good
with
title.
a good title for this episode.
Mm-mm.
But it's basically, being really good at the one thing or just being
Moderately
at everything.
okay at everything. Yeah, or a lot of things.
A lot of things, yeah.
Yes. So which one are we? Stay tuned to find out. Let's go intro song just to get it over and done with. Coffee time.
This never ends.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons, even with beards and tattoos. You know they haven't changed at all. Failing sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line. Sketchbook hero.
And we're back with this ASMR special. Ew. Just disgusting.
Not so hard, Elias.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
We got both of them in.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening and always staying true to your fellow sketchbook heroes, us.
Very nice. Very smooth.
I'm not the talkative guy, okay? I'm the guy that fills in with all the bad jokes or just bad stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we do appreciate every single one of you out there, and thank you so much for sharing and caring so much and joining the Discord. And if you haven't, please do. If you want to find us, you go to Instagram at Sketchbook Heroes and just click the link in our bio. You will find the Discord. Ilias is doing a selfie.
Trying to get the mugshot and for the Discord.
I did a stupid face, so I
Cool.
couldn't talk. Yeah.
Cool.
We got
It's
it.
great podcasting. That's
So good.
perfect. I'll use it later.
Always. Yes. No, but it's good to build the suspense, drag it out, just like Ridley Scott in Alien.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this episode kind of builds off of the one where we talked about niche,
Yeah.
but not maybe focusing down as much
On the, on the niche.
on the niche. Yeah.
No, exactly.
But also the one where we talked about being professional versus being sort of a noob.
Yes, and also a little bit of self-confidence that...
Yeah, I guess that ties in as well. So,
I mean, we normally talk about the same thing every single time anyway.
but
so
we mask it so that you don't
Yeah.
notice.
I mean, Ilias is the master of just coming up with a new sort of name for each episode.
for the same thing.
Exactly. It's like, what do we call... Yeah. I got nothing.
Very cool example, Robert.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think this one also came about from me starting the story and writing more than painting nowadays.
Yeah.
And, not feeling... I don't know. I definitely don't feel at home with the writing yet, but it's a lot of fun. And I think also with you, with your new tasks at work,
Yeah.
Diving into something totally foreign and just going sort of all in and not really thinking about like, oh, I'm going to fail so bad at this because I don't know what I do.
Or how do I
blah, blah, blah.
compare with anyone else or all
Exactly.
that stuff, yeah.
so we drew the parallel and just sort of looked back to all the crazy shit we've done throughout our lives and stomach and more or less what we've done. We've always gone all in to everything.
Yeah.
Not that we've become masters at anything that we do,
No.
but we still had sort of the confidence in everything that we did. Like always going in thinking that we were going to be like the best when we did it, and then just like, well, kept at it, I guess. Never reaching that star status in anything. But
Yeah,
just
I
like
wouldn't say we mastered anything.
No, but still going in with the intent to master it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that is like one of our best qualities, apart from just being awesome.
Yeah, the negative side being that we're very unfocused.
Yes. I mean, obviously. I was getting to those. But, I mean, being restless since 84, as your lovely tattoo says, is exactly what we are, you know? And it's just like whenever we see something that looks cool, we want to try that.
Yeah, ooh, butterfly.
Exactly.
Ooh, butterfly.
Yeah. Focus. Fuck you, Silius.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I fucked us.
Yes. So, but going back to the writing part, I mean, me starting this writing journey has been me, like,
You're too old, man.
I am convinced that I'm going to make a movie on Netflix one day. Like, I am writing a movie. I have no connections. I don't know anything about what I'm doing at this very moment. I don't care. I'm still going to do that.
Yeah, just with that mentality.
Exactly.
That you're
Like,
gonna, yeah.
I'm already, I have a lot of people like sort of second guessing me. Family, thanks so much. Mom. Not singling anyone out. Mom. And, but just like, well, you know, fuck you. You can't tell me what not to do.
Yeah.
I'll show you. That sort of,
But I guess
in
that's
a way
the
that,
thing, yeah.
that motivates you even more. Just really to show everybody that, yeah, I can do this too. Like,
But that's the thing. Like we I think that should be on a T-shirt by now with our logo. But not giving a fuck what people think about the things that you're sort of venture.
badger.
You know, like who cares? Like people's fears, they can just take them, shove them up their own asses. You know.
yes,
They shouldn't shoving them up.
Just honey badger and shoving them up.
Shoving them up. Why should you live on, you know, like the fear that they're projecting on you, their own stuff, you know, like their own baggage.
Yes.
It's not a way to live your life, so.
And it's funny how that works, because I can, now that we've talked about it so many times, I can actually hear myself going into that with other people as well. Because, you know, every day I kind of have an interview with the person in the chair.
Dude, that is pretty sweet with your job, though. Like, I love that. Like, it's not maybe not the guy that loved Aladdin, but everyone else.
There have been more.
Yeah, but they're all dead to me, or they
Yes.
don't exist.
Well, they're not returning customers. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, that's fun. Like, we're done. And they're like, but you just started. Like, yeah,
Just
we're
get
done.
out.
Just get out.
Just fucking get out. Go watch Aladdin, bitch.
You
Yeah.
pay them to leave.
Kind of. Yeah. And it's actually funny that, you know, I talk all the time, and then when I'm sitting here trying to talk now, I just can't do it. It's weird. But, yeah, so they start telling me about their projects and stuff, and then sometimes I go into sort of the mom role, and I'm like, well, have you thought about this? And have you, like, because you are worried and stuff, and it's like, it's some of the things that they want to do is like risky business, and it could cost them security of the apartment and blah 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 blah. But I'm also always the guy that encourages people as well. Like, I do realize that I am going into it. So, like, having said that, I am also the most encouraging fucker that you could ever meet. Also with tattoo designs, of course. Like, it's ridiculous, really. That's also something that I can hear. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, they're doing a small text, and I'm like, this is the coolest tattoo in the world. You know, it's just me being super happy having clients, but just getting to work.
But that's
But
cool,
I am
though,
so
that you can still enjoy it, you know,
Yeah.
after 7 years of
yeah. Like
being
even
a prick.
even a
pricker.
small even a small little text is still like one of the like most fun things ever. So it doesn't matter if they get like the coolest and biggest tattoo or the smallest little insignificant thing for me, because it's all equally important and special. Like, it's just cool.
And that's why I would never be a great tattoo artist.
You would just be,
I was like,
this is shit.
this shit.
Go to Robert.
Like, I haven't done a job, like an actual tattoo in 7 years. Just haven't found the right client yet.
I'm still waiting for that one, that one good one.
Dude,
Yeah.
definitely me.
Yeah. But, yeah, so why should we go like pros and cons with
Okay,
why
let-
do and
what do
why
we
do not?
identify as?
People? I am he.
I am I am
him.
they, their, zer, burr.
Them.
I'm Bill Burr, der, and no. But seriously, I am a fucking scatterbrain.
Yeah.
Like I'll like the way that I like to live is to do a little bit of everything.
I would call myself a master procrastinator.
Yeah, I don't know if I like. It depends. Yeah, I do procrastinate. Like I think everyone does. I think it's a coping mechanism that is worth having.
Yeah, but that's my full-time gig right now. If you asked me 5 or 10 years ago, I don't know. Well, yeah,
Because I like when I was younger, like I did martial arts.
yeah,
I did acrobatics.
same.
I like got into stunt.
Yeah.
Stunt business, which is a combination of those two things.
But getting
still,
paid.
But exactly.
But also
professional.
and incorporating movies.
Yeah, and also, I was doing freelance art. I was,
How involved were you in, like, when you actually did the movies and commercials that you were in? Did you get really interested in the actual movie making, like with the cameras and talking to the directors and their thought process and
with the commercial stuff, they were smaller productions, so you could talk to everyone, like how we were going to film things and how. But usually you have like a stunt coordinator that is in contact with the art director or the videographer or whoever is filming.
You're more like a set piece.
So
just
you're a set
programmed
piece sometimes,
to,
yeah.
like just fall from there to there.
No, not really. It's like, okay, we're going to do this for safety, because there's a lot of safety doing stunts as well. It's just like, okay, the safety stuff that we need to go through is this, this, and that. If that happens, Elias, you have this other guy has that, So everyone has their tasks and subtasks, basically. And, like, I've worked with these people so many times, that, like, if I catch on fire, I know they'll put me out in a way that won't damage me. You know what I mean?
I just think
No.
Ben Stiller.
Dude.
You will go to sleep.
You
or
will
I
go
will
to-
put you to
put
sleep.
Oh, man.
Sorry, yeah.
I really want to watch that with my kids, Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. That's going to be the worst. I think the week after is going to be the worst week ever, where
Yeah.
they're just going to be screaming like, well, Happy
Like
Gilmore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's super interesting, and it's like that's one chunk, and then
And then I
you
played
played the
guitar. The list goes on. That's the problem.
and
Like
then comes all the art stuff.
the art stuff, and then we were making, our own little fight movies, like
It just goes on and on and on and on.
endlessly,
Yeah.
dude. Endless.
Skateboarding.
Yeah, I did capoeira. I did, like kung fu. I did, like Krav Maga. I did, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it probably didn't end there, and then you have a social life and you have
Work.
and you work
Yeah.
with, and
Whatever
I think
you
we've,
had.
yeah, exactly. And trying to make a living, to piece together, because I couldn't just I couldn't survive on one job. So I did a million of them. And that's how I lived my life up to this point.
Yeah.
So I'm a master of none.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'm really good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
To the point where I can get into things and, I'll suck at them, but I know, I think the thing is I know my body properly, so that when you do things, you're like, okay, I need to apply this,
Yeah.
or this is what I'm lacking, or this. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but we
like
learn
over
quick.
time. Yeah.
We adapt extremely quickly.
Yeah. But
not
it's
not only to social
yeah.
stuff, but like any situation, we really know how to sort of infiltrate the right sort of places and just learn fast.
But I think we also don't care about failing. You know what I mean?
No,
So
exactly.
that kind of
Yeah.
like failing,
It's a part
and-
of everything as well.
and it's also, we can make it a fun thing. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it isn't like, oh, he really sucks, get him out of here. Ha, he sucks, but it's kind of fun. You know?
yeah, exactly.
And I think
We
like,
still own it.
I
even
think
if
that
we're
is. I
sucking,
think the
you know?
self-confidence part plays a part in that.
Yes.
But I would say, like, if we take, like, we throw darts outside of this room,
Yeah.
the studio, and
This is a good example.
it's such a great example. People are like, oh, you guys throw professionally? And we're like, no, this
No.
is the first time in, 20 years that I've seen a dartboard, basically.
Yeah. I mean,
No. It's just easy.
it's
It's stuff that,
and we didn't do it for like
Dude,
a
I haven't,
competition or
dude.
anything like this.
but we throw
like,
fairly well.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
like
yeah,
we
yeah.
said, we're not pros. We're not, when you see a contest of people throwing darts and they're like bullseye, 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 bullseye.
no.
But
we're
we
not
can
there.
still throw them like very good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if I want to hit that area, I'll hit that area. Like, but not
we still hit the bullseye a lot.
a lot for
Yeah.
the amount.
Yeah. I mean, now it sounds like we're bragging. It's not at all what
But
we're
it's
trying
not
to
that.
do.
But like I think the confidence, if you believe in yourself, and if you understand, I think it comes, like for me, it comes from my martial arts background.
Same.
There were a lot of things that I just couldn't do because I was a weak kid. When I was small, I wasn't strong.
We've always been
Scrawny
pretty much
kids,
the same.
yeah. And
Like short, scrawny, and just geeks.
yeah, and martial arts taught me that everything can be attained. You just have to work at
Through punching.
it. Exactly. Just punch it in
You
the
punch
face.
your way through life. Easy.
But I remember like being out of breath and couldn't keep up, and stuff like that. And then you're like, oh, if I do this enough times, I can breathe,
Yeah.
and do even more work without a problem. And then you're just like, oh, I can't do this kick. You practice it, give it a few weeks. Oh, look, this kick is basically nothing to me now.
Yeah.
Then you go to the next thing, and you just realize that everything can be fucking solved.
Yeah.
It's just about applying, time.
Yeah. For me, I think more skateboarding more than martial arts.
But
for
skateboarding
sure.
is a great example
Because that
of,
is just like you punishing yourself until you get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, with time and you start learning how to control the board and your
Yeah.
body and all of this, you also can navigate through the obstacles so much easier because you know how to maneuver yourself through
Yeah.
it. And it's just so, after a while it just comes extremely natural. So you don't even fall anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you fall, you don't fall. You just
Yeah.
you fall on your back, but you're up on your legs in an instant. And
Yeah.
it's just like almost like a breakdance move in a way. Like you learn how to fall correctly. And
Yeah.
that comes also with like in martial arts. Like I remember going to judo when I was like 6 or whatever, 5 or 6 years old. The first thing you learn is how to fall.
Yeah.
And it's like that's always stuck
Dude,
with
that
me.
is still with me.
So you just fall like naturally. If
Yeah.
I were to fall like down the stairs here, I would probably not hurt myself. It would look funny, but breakdancing and skateboarding and all of these crazy fucking things. But that's given me sort of a backbone that a lot of people don't have, I think, that hasn't gone through, well, the same way with martial arts as well, because you do step up against somebody that's going to hurt you, and you knowingly go in to get hurt, but you still go in, There is a little weird thing in your brain that has to be switched off or like overwritten, same way that you go up to the top of those stairs and you're going to jump down again after you fell on your face. And it's like, well, I'm going to fix this. I need to alter this and this and this. And then I'm maybe not going to hurt myself this time,
I think one of my biggest drivers there is being fed up. Like that is a big motivator for me.
In what way do you mean? With
just
life?
sucking at things. No,
yeah,
just
yeah.
sucking
Just
at things
having-
to the point where it makes me angry.
Yeah.
And then like being so fed up that I go sort of mental, and that's, I guess, where my crazy comes in. which is the hyper focus
Yeah.
from being super scattered to being
like
super
zzz,
annoyed.
laser,
Yeah,
zoom.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then for like a time, I'll be crazy and just focus,
Yeah.
focus. And then like, oh, you've done this for years. No, I've done this for a month. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just can't live with being bad at this.
No, I
I just
totally
can't.
Yeah.
So it's like super scattered.
Yeah.
Then angry, super angry focus.
Yeah.
And then, it's for like a limited time and then you move on,
Yeah.
But it's such a,
But I think it's
I don't know.
also for us being able to set these minor goals for
Yeah.
ourselves that are achievable. So like if we keep going with the dartboard, it's getting the bullseye,
Mhm.
You keep throwing until you get the bullseye.
I think that is another thing that is for us scatterbrains.
Mhm.
Like I said, we are very scattered in the way that we do, which keeps things fun and interesting.
Yeah. Every day
Uh,
is a new day.
Exactly. And the thing is, though, that when we do things, is there an echo here today?
It feels like there's
Right?
an echo.
There's an echo.
There's something.
Hey. Yeah,
There's like a. Yeah, I heard it
Yeah,
when
I
we
heard
did the
it earlier.
previous.
Yeah, I heard it too. It sounds like you're singing into the guitar, like the whole of the
Yeah,
guitar.
yeah, exactly.
That's
that.
what it sounds like.
Yeah, but you can't hear it in
But
the.
you can't hear it
no,
probably, yeah.
no.
But what I'm saying is that we are. Oh shit! How do I put this? It's so fucking hard to put into words. Fuck. Yeah, this is hard. Like I haven't thought about this. in
No.
that sense. This is just how we do things.
Exactly.
Like, it is.
It's just trying to explain our thought process.
Yeah.
Or the way our crazy brains work.
Yeah, because we do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it is fun, but it also makes it so that, especially when we were young, it's just you're good, but not good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if you want to work with something, like I was better at most people at drawing, but I wasn't good enough to work with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
where I was at, I was good.
And we were never the best.
Not a dude.
That's always been the thing as well. And always having people to chase or dreams to chase. Again, with those smaller goals
Yeah.
that we're like, oh, I just want to be as good as Anders. you know?
Yeah.
And like, if I could just reach that goal,
Mm-hmm.
and then next goal, and then next goal, and then with the bullseye, easy. With the breakdancing, I just want to learn windmills. Like, if I can only get that,
Yeah.
and then so that's one goal, and then next move, and then next move, and then like it just continues to grow and go and go and go and go, and that's been my entire life.
But
like,
what would you say are the pros and cons of being like laser focused on the thing that you like doing and being scattered the way that we are?
pros and cons? Like, a pro is that I think being able to see all the different things from different angles, like being a scattered brain as we are, when we are doing the one thing, we can take from all of the other things and make more out of everything, I think. Or for me at least, let's just say me.
Okay.
That I can relate with so many different angles to everything that I do. That is, I think, one of the biggest positives for me whenever I do any project.
Mm-hmm.
And then the laser focus is I get very isolated, and if I'm laser focused, I'm not anywhere else. I'm just there. And that can make me seem very antisocial, and I shut out everything else.
But when does that happen? Since we're talking pros and cons.
Oh, it's when I get into like creative mode.
Yeah.
And if I'm working
But
on
how
a
do you
poster
focus in, for example? Because I am very I usually just get frustrated enough. Instead of the frustration leading me to not do it, it'll lead me to overdo it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's how I work, and it's always been that. When I was the fittest, it was because of that. When I was really good at something, it was just frustration becoming focus for me.
Yeah. Probably a little bit of frustration, yes, but more problem solving in a way.
But why? What is the motivation for solving it? You know what I mean? Like, what is driving you to solve it? For me,
That
it was...
is the question.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
I don't know.
For me, it's frustration. Like, when I think back, my biggest moments are frustration
Yeah.
being conquered. Or,
I think like in some way or form, it's probably getting acknowledgement for the thing that I did, or like the hope of getting acknowledged. It
So
doesn't-
social media before social media.
yeah, exactly. Like the
Son of
sort of
bitch.
a pat on the back from my
From-
dad
or someone you look up to, yeah.
exactly. Like that's always been like a driving thing. And like with the cool moves, of course, wanting to get chicks and, you know, very childish, basic
Yeah,
human
wants,
instincts,
yeah,
you know.
Basic wants.
Yeah. It's never been like, oh, I'm going to break dance so that can become my career so I can make a lot of money and la la la. It's more like, I want to learn this cool thing so I can impress somebody and get that like, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And just get that, you know, it's, if you get that, it's like, I don't know, it's almost like a drug in a way. Like you get a little bit of a high from somebody being genuinely impressed with something that you can achieve.
But it's the same effect that you get from likes, you know,
Yeah,
like it is like
exactly that. But
those chemicals being released in your
Yes,
brain
exactly.
and you're feeling
yeah, the dopamine.
the dopamines, yeah.
Mhm.
But the
I
cool
think,
thing that
yeah.
you said there is that money was never part of the equation. And thinking back, I didn't even know what an artist makes. You know what I mean? I had
Still
no,
don't.
dude. I had but I had no reference, like what an artist could make. I thought it was a piss poor life.
Yeah.
That's what I thought because that's what everyone told me.
No, you
And
only
you-
make money when you're dead.
Dude,
yeah.
that is like I never heard anyone like, oh, you can make really good money as an artist. It was like, oh yeah, that's cool. You love art and blah blah blah. But what are you gonna do, you know, to
Yeah,
support
there's
yourself?
always
You
that.
know,
Always.
and I was fortunate to have people that still encouraged me to do it.
Yeah.
But it was always there, you know, like, oh, but what are you gonna do for money so that you can do your art, you know,
Yeah.
like to survive? And I just never reflected on being, you know.
You know, my mom asked me when I was home just 2 weeks ago. So like, so what are you gonna do? Like,
For money.
yeah, kind of. Like, she still doesn't realize that this is
You make money, yeah. Like
this,
enough
this
money.
This is my dream. This is what I love doing. Like tattooing
Yeah.
is my life now. Like in her head, it's just a face. You know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get
It's
it.
Mommy thing.
You're gonna grow up soon, you know.
yeah,
like, yeah.
yeah.
And that, dude, the
That's the
weird
biggest
thing
lie
is,
ever.
dude, the first time I reflected that I made more money than both my parents combined,
Oof, that's
dude,
heavy.
yeah, I make like because I thought, you know, together they made, you know, some nice money.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, when that happened, like that transition, when I just one day I was like, oh yeah, and this amount, like, you know, when I got my first real raise, when King back in the day was making sort of like, oh, we gotta sort of get everyone paid, you know, industry standard in the IT industry and not just games.
Yeah.
And they raised everyone's salary with like, I think 7,000 crowns.
Damn.
Yeah, so they took me from, you know, whatever the fuck I had to, they just gave me a raise of $760 or something like that a month. And
That's insane.
yeah,
Like-
and it is a big raise here in Sweden. And
Yeah.
it was just, you know, I just make more than both my parents at the height of their careers. Like they were just, you know, normal workers.
Yeah.
But still, just that thing, like I hadn't, you know, like I
Puts-
was living piss poor before that, you know,
Yeah.
and just trying to make a living, you know, like I could make rent and a bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just so weird
Yeah.
to get from not earning enough and stressing about it to earning more than my parents, you know, so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it just took, you know, I think like 2-3 years. And then I was already making so much more. And like I said, I didn't have a reference point to how much money I could make as an artist.
No.
I just always assumed it was going to be a struggle to make a living
Yeah.
off of my art unless I was, you know, one of those artists that could sell one piece for, you know, a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the making money part was never like part of it. Like I didn't even reflect on it for some
No,
reason.
exactly.
Like
Like that was
and that's
never
the difference
thing.
between us as artists starting off back then And the people that are artists today, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They get that mind, like that money making thing early.
Yeah.
Whereas we were just like, we're gonna make cool shit,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna sort of
Make more
cool shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. That was the mentality.
Exactly.
And then I want to be involved in cool shit that is real cool shit. You know, like that is
Yeah, like this
commercial
cool shit is gonna lead to that cool shit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then that's gonna lead to that cool shit.
And now
it
you
just-
get, and nowadays you have YouTube, and it's like an artist can make this much.
Exactly. How to
didn't-
make money on your art, like
Dude, all the things, you know, and if you're smart
That's one of
enough,
our one of our topics.
Ta-da.
Go back and check. Yeah.
But it's just such a weird place now that
Yeah.
you said that. Like, oh, yeah, and I didn't even think about money. And like, when the fuck? Like, we started thinking about money late. I was in my 20s, something,
I still
you know.
don't. To be honest,
Oh, dude, you're dumb.
Yes.
When it comes to money, you are like art and money.
no,
like,
I am like the Forrest Gump of money. If you know what I mean, you know.
dumb is, dumb does. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Maybe go back and watch the movie. But no, like for me, the most important thing is make rent, have money to eat,
Yeah.
and enjoy life. Like
Yeah.
that is priority one. And then, like, if I wanted to make money, I could. I could definitely make a lot of money. Like,
Oh,
but-
yeah, yeah. There is like,
But
if
then I
wanted
would
to do-
only be working.
Yeah,
There
but
would
it's, and
be-
also it would be sort of like stuff that I feel is soul sucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if I want work, there is commercial work out there. I could be making logos all day.
Oh yeah,
Dude, it is one of the most sort of like every time I post a logo, and people are, oh, you make logos? I'm like, no, I
Nope,
don't.
nope.
No, I don't. These
Definitely
are cool
not.
logos. These are like logos that I made up for shit that I enjoy.
exactly.
I don't want to make your company logo because your company sucks. No, but it's just like, it is like stuff that kind of, you know, like feeds back into my creativity. That's the projects that I want to be involved in.
Yeah,
You know, and every now and then I'll do a job to help a friend out, but they're a friend.
yes,
But something, again, like the pros and cons for me is that you've dipped your toes in a lot of lakes, so you kind of know what you want and don't want to do.
yeah. Oh, dude, that I think that's
you
the
know-
best answer to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And also that kind of nowadays I know more of what to focus on.
Yeah, I mean that's why we're not doing all of that shit anymore.
Yeah,
I guess. I mean,
no,
I
but
do-
dude, I've done all those things.
I miss the acrobatics, to be
Oh,
honest.
dude,
Like,
I miss a lot of
there's-
things. I miss a
there's-
lot
yeah.
of things.
I mean,
I even
there's-
want to be in a band.
what
I
really?
just- yeah, dude.
No, I'm over those.
No,
those days.
no, no,
I,
no,
I
no.
I want the drum kit in the basement and just have like a basement where I could sit and rock out with my drum kit. I would love that.
No, I
But-
want to make my own songs and I want to play guitar and, you know, have that sound. I don't know if I want to do any, like, I'm not thinking, like, when I say be in a band, I'm not talking about playing gigs. I just talk about playing with a band.
Just jam.
Just like jamming, yeah.
with jamming.
We're not going to do reggae. We're going to do what reggae, you know, like, paved the way for, rock.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so dipping toes.
Dipping toes.
Yeah.
No, but I think one of the pros for me personally is I know what I like. Eventually, I found out what I wanted to do
Yeah.
by trying a lot of stuff.
Like peeling the onion, you know,
Yeah.
getting down to the very essence of, oh, this is what I.
Oh wait,
yeah.
an onion is still an onion in the middle.
It's like, oh, yeah, still
More
sucks.
onion. The onion has layers, which leads you into the core. That is also onion. What the fuck?
Why am I crying?
Dude, onion is the perfect example of being stuck at a shitty job.
Yeah,
Dude,
Just
it's not only just like there's so many layers to it, but
Like-
in the end, it's all the same.
Yeah,
it's just
just
like
still-
pointless.
still stings.
Yeah, it just makes your eyes burn. And it's sad. And
The onions.
yeah,
Yeah.
and your eyes tearing up is just your soul leaving your body.
But so going into the con.
Yeah,
then.
con is that you might waste a lot of your life being good at nothing.
Like,
It-
yeah.
It depends on how sort of, you know, because being a scatterbrain like we are, you could also end up just quitting things a bit too fast. And I think if you can't pace yourself, you know, like, or just give things a proper chance, you might never be good at anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people like that as well. Oh,
Yeah.
I've done that. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, I did that for a week. Like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
You know, it's not enough.
You need to give it like an honest chance.
Yeah. And
But-
some things you won't spend more than a week on,
No,
you know, like,
no.
but it is like some things you sometimes you just like don't give them enough of a chance to go from, you know, like from something you suck at to become moderate at, you know, like you don't, you never, it's never fun because you just stay at the sucky stage of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that is, I guess I've done that a lot.
Yeah. But I think why we've ended up where we are is because we've, like you said, with like the dipping of the toes, we've learned more and more that, okay, no, it's enough giving this a week because I already know that this is not what I want to do now.
Yeah.
Whereas before it wasn't as apparent that we didn't, or we weren't going to master this, or this wasn't fun. So we just kept at it because of stupidity or blind arrogance, maybe.
Yeah.
But eventually hitting that wall and like, fuck, okay, so moving on.
I think acrobatics was more a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
But it would never, like, I am so bad at it compared to everyone.
I mean,
Like
for me, it was like...
Now,
it
you
gave,
were way better than me, dude.
Yeah, but it's just I didn't weigh as much.
Nah.
For me, like, the only thing acrobatics gave me was the opportunity to train for free at like a proper place, like in Eskilstuna.
Yeah.
I loved that place. Like, that was...
Playground.
Yes, it was so much fun. But, you know, because I knew a little bit of acrobatics, had a beard, I was...
And was a bit older.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, cool. You're going to be a teacher. So, like, I have on paper that I was an acrobatics instructor.
That is the weirdest.
I cannot instruct any acrobatics. Like,
Let's have fun, everyone.
exactly. Yes. No, I probably hurt more people than I taught, but it's still like it did give me that, and it gave me like the connections to those people. Like those kids were awesome, and you know, and again, just like that was me just going to that acrobatics place and like, hey, I'm a breakdance teacher at this school. I do a little bit of acrobatics. I want to train here. Like, can I just train here? And they were like, well, yeah, we kind of need somebody to just look over these guys. Could you maybe do that like once or twice a week? I'm like, yeah.
And
by the way, you get paid too.
Yeah, and I get keys?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, yes.
Yeah, 'cause, dude, I was there once when I visited.
Yeah.
It was very cool.
Wasn't it twice?
Oh, yeah, we went there both days, maybe.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
we
so.
went. Yeah, but it was very cool. It's such a big place.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yes. The good old days.
The good old days, yeah.
But just flying, you know? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I really miss when you get like a proper good backflip and you really feel that it's just
the airtime. Yeah,
exactly.
you feel the airtime.
It's a split second, but just like,
It feels like forever. Yeah, that
you're
moment.
defying gravity for just that split second and you
Mhm.
become like Superman or whatever.
No, I do get what you mean.
It's an indescribable feeling if you haven't tried it. So, yeah, God, yeah, I do miss it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of picking up Taekwondo again.
Oh,
or
yeah?
like I never did it.
Loop kicks.
But yeah, just doing some Taekwondo.
Mm.
Just to get kicks back, because I only want to do
I
kicks.
bet your kicks were always amazing.
But they suck now.
Well,
So stiff. Like, but I think like doing Taekwondo, just opening up, you know, your legs again and just like, because they do a lot of kicks. You know, like at Kung Fu practice, you just like again, it was very not unfocused, but it was spread out. You know,
Yeah.
whereas in Taekwondo, you just do Taekwondo. You know, like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
focused. Like I don't care about like belts and stuff like that. I just want to kick.
Yeah.
Like I miss kicking things. It is so much fun. No, but dude, the feeling of like well-placed kicks, you know, like just like boxing.
yeah. Oh,
Just getting
I
that
think-
nice left hook in or something like
when you just feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
like-
that when you can like with minimal movement make such an impact,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah. I was reminiscing.
I don't
just
care
the
about
other day.
fighting or anything.
No.
nowadays. I just want to, you know, just
The
move
feeling,
around. The
yeah.
feeling of moving,
Moving.
being light on your feet. I
Having
feel,
control of your body in that
dude,
way.
yes.
You know?
That is exactly what it is.
It's so cool. But yeah, I was reminiscing with Sanna's brother, who I tattooed this
But
weekend.
he's just like a baby.
Yeah, I know. But we were talking about he used to box as well.
Okay, cool.
So just talking about boxing brought so much back.
Dude, I miss that stuff.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, at least we don't have brain damage.
Yeah, that's true. Ish.
Because what we gave,
Debatable.
but when we did boxing back in like a few years ago, dude, we gave each other like small concussions every time.
Yeah.
Not
Thanks
a
for
great
that.
sport. Yeah.
No, but I did love that too. And
Dude, I
loved
did love
how,
it too, but we
like,
were too it was
But
too.
we were so in tuned. Like you've always been so great to spar with. Like
But
in
I
kung
think-
fu, you've always had like the upper hand. But with boxing, I
But
sort
I think
of felt
boxing, you
very-
kind of. I think boxing has like unless you're fighting someone that's pro, like if you fight someone at your level, you know,
yeah.
it's you don't feel outclassed immediately. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can give and take. The give and take is the fun part. Like I don't think it's fun to just box with someone you can maneuver
And
entirely.
That was the thing, especially with the group that we trained with.
Yeah, it was a mix.
Yeah, because I mean, with you, we were on sort of equal terms.
But we went hard,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Like even when you hit the gloves and they were close to your face, you were like, I think my brain just danced.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
whoa.
yeah. Oh, I remember, kind of. But then, like sparring with somebody that didn't know anything.
No, you just held back and you just yeah.
Because I remember that guy who got like super duper pissed at me because he was like, "Oh, let's go like
Oh,
super slow."
dude, yeah, Richard, yeah.
And I was
The
like,
guy,
I didn't
yeah.
actually hear him say that. Like, I didn't totally
like the fat
understand.
guy, the big bearded
no,
guy.
not that guy.
that guy. Okay. 'Cause
He was fun because he like
Dude,
totally
but-
Wolverine raged out.
Dude, he
and just
told me.
freaked
Yeah,
out.
but continue yours. I'll
No,
get back to
the
him.
guy that I was talking about, he said like, "Oh, let's go slow," because
Yeah.
I don't really know like
What I'm
doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I mean, we're here to train, and
Yeah.
I want to train."
Yeah.
So I just went sort of half speed, which is
Yeah.
still leagues over what he knew.
Mm.
So he got so pissed that he just turned around and started walking away mid spar. Like he just got so pissed that he
Okay,
walked,
but I think
walked
it's like if you're not used to being hit, even loose hits
Yeah.
feel like you're being
yeah. I was
murdered,
just
yeah.
dabbing it, you know. Pop, pop.
yeah.
But
I guess he didn't like that you sort of like because there is when someone attacks you and you don't know what to do,
Yeah.
you just feel locked in. You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean? Maybe that was it because. I was fighting the other guy, the bearded guy, the
Richard.
older man, yeah,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh, you know, we're just gonna do it slow, like, cause I like," and he just like fucking the first thing he does is just
boom.
hits me really hard with a hook.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dude.
"What the hell, dude?" And he was like, and like I was like, "Okay."
You're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he died. He died so hard.
Yeah. No,
I hit him so hard.
I also died him.
Because the thing is, the beauty of that is if you tell someone, you know, like you try to put yourself at the same pace that they want to go, especially if they're not good.
Yeah. That's actually difficult too. Like people don't realize how hard it is to like, oh, I'm gonna go 50%.
Yeah.
Like that takes an amount of
Control, and also it puts you in a risk position. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's easier for you to get hit as well because you're pulling your punches.
Yeah.
So when you hit someone and you don't follow through, it means that they could just turn on you and hit you in the face because they'll put more force into it and they'll break you. You know, like so it is a risk to it, and that's what he abused with me because I was just, you know, like when you jab and when you hit someone's gloves and it really does like it won't even ruffle their feathers. You
No,
know?
exactly.
You're just like marking the punches basically, and then suddenly he just hooks me through my guard because I was, you know, like my bad, yeah, because I was expecting him to be lighter, and then he just knocks me with a full swing. Oh man, yeah.
But it was still fun.
But it was fun. It was
Yeah.
definitely fun.
Yeah. I miss that. Like
I miss it too,
I would
'cause-
love to have like, you know, almost like we did it on Mondays. It
Yeah,
was-
yeah. It was like every Monday we
Monday
had that.
lunch
Yeah.
boxing session. Like it was
No, it was a lot of fun, and it also makes you. It's problem solving. It's like okay, my footwork isn't good enough to fight this one, but I can fight this one.
Yeah.
And then, the worst thing, though, I did Thai boxing there as well because we switched from boxing because he couldn't do it anymore. So we went to Thai boxing.
Yep.
My problem there was that, when the teachers pick up that you're good
Yeah.
and then they beat you.
Yes. That's what I was reminiscing
Dude.
about with Sanna's brother.
Because Roger, the teacher at that boxing club, he was like, but you're very good.
Yeah.
So you're going to fight with me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah, I got that one too.
Dude, he hit me so many times. Not hard,
But, did
but
he do
outclassed
the
me.
Thai
No. This was the boxing.
Yeah.
No, this was the Thai boxing was at another place at the other side of the same,
okay.
like the city, like where that was.
All right.
So the Thai boxing was a lot of fun as well.
Mm.
It was even more fun than the boxing because now we had to do both. But everyone else sucked, so... Again, then you get the teacher. I'm like, oh, everyone do this, you do that. You're like, son of a bitch. Because I didn't have the stamina for it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I was basically a beginner with skills.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part about going back.
Yep.
Yeah.
And showing prowess. Because they were like,
yeah.
have you trained anything? I was like, no. They were like, you've trained something? I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Because we did the same when we started with Roger.
Yeah, dude.
We were like, no, we're just.
I'm very rusty, like it was a long time ago.
Exactly.
And then when he saw my left, because my left hook is super mean and it's my front arm,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, that's your left hook.
Yeah. What's your right like?
What the fuck is your right hook? Yeah. Because with minimal sort of like rotation, that left hook just like.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I just saw them like looking back, hearing that left hook, I was like, I'm screwed.
Oh, fuck.
I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. Oh, man.
But I loved sparring with Roger. Like
Roger,
he was such
I was a glove, dude. He just like fucking, I was
and
like.
he was old.
He was old, but he was so
fast.
fucking fast.
Yeah. Like, and this
He was not the
little-
sharpest tool in the shed, though.
No.
But he was the fucking.
Yeah. No, same with
Beast.
Timo, who was my teacher back in
Back in
Jakobsberg.
Jakobsberg, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, he beat me to a pulp every time.
But, they hit you not to sort of like, it's not something that lasts, but you feel like you got.
I was bloody every time. Like,
Okay,
but
that.
I have one of those noses. Like
Oh, yeah, I know. But you have the skin that when you sort of touch it, you leave fingerprints on you.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
You just look at me and I'll get like a mosquito bite
Yeah, but
thing.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. That's what I mean. It's insane. But just let's rein it back in to being punched in the face to
Being
like,
good at many different things. Yes.
Yeah, so pros and cons was the thing we were on before we derailed
Totally.
into old being punched in the face.
Reminiscing.
Yeah.
Yes. But you did
But I
say...
think martial arts is like if you have the opportunity to try it.
Yeah.
Like find the martial art that appeals to you, whether it's capoeira, kung fu,
Or
aikido,
try
whatever,
many
or
different
try
things.
many different
That's
ones.
what we did. Yeah.
And you will learn that everything can be overcome. It is a really good teacher.
But it gives you so much more than just the fighting and training. It
No, but
also
dude, you
gives
don't even
that social...
You don't have to fight at all. That's
No.
thing. That's a thing. You just
Train.
Just pick something that you don't know and then just do it over and over, and you'll see that. Oh shit, I couldn't do this a month ago,
Exactly.
and now my body has adapted. Okay, and then you can add complexity, and everything in life works like that. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like it isn't that much harder.
No.
Like when I realized that, I was like, oh, everything in life can be taught and trained.
Yeah.
To different levels, but it's all attainable if you just put some work to it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's how easy it is. I mean, we make it sound easy, but it takes a long time to do.
Yeah, sure, it
all of
takes a
this.
long time, but
the mentality, it's
because I didn't have those,
that.
I didn't have those role models in my life,
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. My role models were people I didn't know.
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell me to pursue this.
Mm-mm.
They just did things that I thought was cool, and then when I started, because cool, I wanted to do it, and then you just like. There's a lesson hidden here as well that isn't, it's not something they say out loud.
Exactly.
But when you practice this kick a million times, you become pretty good at this kick, It's just like, it was such a great place to learn. And like we said, you don't have to get punched in the face to learn things.
No.
But martial arts, like whatever you choose to, practice, just practice it for you and the reasons, you do it. And it'll open your eyes. Like, it'll teach you that a lot of things are attainable in the same way that you learned to lift your legs above your waist,
Exactly.
and whatever.
Yeah. You just try and try again, Eventually that kick is going to land or
Somewhere,
punch
yeah.
or, Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that progression is so clear. So I guess that is the takeaway from that.
Yeah.
But more cons with being scattered. What would you say, except not learning anything?
But, I mean, it is, for me, I've always regretted not starting the tattooing earlier
Yeah.
because I've always had the interest. I've always loved tattoos. I've always been interested in the business. But
wouldn't you say that you didn't have any sort of people close to you,
yeah, I had nobody
like-
to tell me that
it was attainable?
I could do this,
Yeah.
I didn't pick up like tattoo magazines from Sweden with Swedish artists. It was always like American.
Yeah, it was
or,
always,
like
these people somewhere,
exactly.
yeah.
So I've told this story so many times in the shop, but it's always like I always felt like they were these wizards or these magical people.
Yeah.
Only a certain
In a land far, far away.
exactly
Yeah.
like because it is a specific type of person that is a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
You can't not be that. But I didn't realize that I was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And, if I'd realized that when I was like 14, that, oh yeah, I could probably, like when I was 16 or 18, become an apprentice and start learning. I mean, maybe I didn't. Maybe I
you would have
wouldn't
just discarded it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like, fuck this. Boring.
like
Made me draw 50 roses. Fuck you guys.
yeah, you never know. But I do regret not starting that earlier because, well, I was 30 when I started,
A good age, Robert. It's a good age to start things.
It doesn't sound old to many of you, but that's because you guys are old. But
Fucking old people. Fucking old people.
yeah,
Great.
no, I just, I feel like I wasted time there. But at the
But do
same
you regret
time,
it today, though? Like, because I don't have any of those regrets.
No, I can't. I can't regret it because I'm living it. And
Yeah.
I'm so extremely happy and grateful that I am living it. So how could I regret it? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like looking
No,
back.
but dude, same
and,
here.
And again, like, because that, I could have been more focused and just doing that. And that could have brought me into, who knows, superstardom or maybe not.
Yeah.
There's always that what if,
Yeah. But I think also it's like, sometimes you need the right role models to focus you in on some of the stuff, and
Yeah.
I didn't have any of that. Like, I didn't even reflect that, like, I knew that people were drawing Disney stuff, but I never saw me being that guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know I could be that guy.
No, exactly.
Or like that there was like, oh, if you do this, you can become this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, I'm going to be an illustrator. And I didn't know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to do this. And it was graphic design, because that was presented to me.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that. You need, and I think with YouTube and everything today, kids get that early on.
Exactly.
So they'll like, oh shit, I don't want to do anything else. I want to do this. And then they go crazy. And that's why they're really good at 16 or 17,
Yeah.
They've seen all the videos. They've done all this. So they got like a good starting point.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I think, well, if I toss it back to you then, like with more of the cons and like where do you see yourself? Like, do you see any negatives in how you are now, like with having done all of this stuff? What would you have done different if you could?
Oh shit! Just learn fundamentals. I think
Yeah.
like just learning actual stuff. Like early on, like I did to some extent. But
I
there
think
were
you
so
more
many,
than me.
dude. But there were so many things that I've skipped. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Well,
Like
yeah.
perspective. I was like, I get the gist of it. Fuck it. Backgrounds. You could draw like really good backgrounds. I get the gist of it.
That's why I was happy to go to school because we had those assignments and I had to do that and learn it.
And that's why I
'Cause-
mean, like,
yeah.
I've learned it after
Yeah.
getting into the industry.
Yeah.
And like, I got some catching up to do, And then you meet all these really good people. Like, you're dog shit compared to these people.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of catching up. So that has been my whole career. Could have lived without that, but it also kind of made me appreciate what I do. So I don't know. I think it is like, sure, I could go back and become better at my fundamentals, and then now maybe I wouldn't have enjoyed my work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know. Like, I think the way that I reached wherever the fuck I am now that I'm 36 is probably the best way for me to reach this point.
Exactly.
For me to really appreciate it, because no one at my job is as passionate about drawing as I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'll draw at work. I'll draw to my way to work, my way from work. I'll draw all the time and then go back to it the next day and like, this is the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's always fun. And am I the best? Not even close. Not even close. Like, I'm not even in the, like, if there are like millions of artists out there, I'm not even in the top 100,000. You know what I mean? Like, I am not that good.
No.
Like, I'm good. Like, there's no argument there.
No.
I'm just not that good.
Exactly.
But I do enjoy it. And like we said, we didn't start here for the money. We just, it was a good time.
Yeah. Cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Come on. Yeah.
So I think just like we've said before is just do everything to just, see what the fuck is, not worth doing. And one thing that that I said I was never going to be, I'm sort of coming back to wanting to be now. And that is to become, a fine artist. Like, it's not something that I've thought about being. It's just that the way that I'm working now and that I'm going over to this more, hands-on approach, and not just drawing and painting, but now I'm just like wood carving and I'm doing stuff, and I'm going to burn and I'm going to blah, blah, blah. And just so many things that the pieces that are going to eventually come out of that is going to be something so different from what I've done up to this point.
Yeah.
So now it won't just be a sketch on a piece of paper.
No, now it
doesn't have,
it's a little bit of everything that you're doing.
Yeah,
like,
so it's all coming along.
Sculpting and molding, and like there's so many different elements that you want to incorporate. It's so interesting. And
I'm just going to, I need to wrap some things up for work so that I can start doing that stuff again.
Yeah.
And also, I need to buy the Dremel thing, the tool, the rotary tool from Dremel. We learn a lot here.
Yes.
But it is a journey, and I think just like doing a bit of everything to find out what you love is really the key here. Like,
yeah, I mean that's I think the thing that we promote most.
Do the most, yeah.
Just do as much as you can so you know what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
And how can we retell a lot of our stories with different words? This is me, Ilyas, and I'm done speaking.
This is me, Robert, and I'm about to start speaking.
Dude, that is the whole Clubhouse thing.
Yeah.
Because there are so many people in the room. They're like, this is Samuel, and I'm done speaking. And you're like, this is Ilyas, and you sound like an idiot.
Amazing.
Yeah, but
yeah. Hopefully you learned something from this crazy topic. I think we've talked our way into circles.
Episode.
But just really fun to reminisce a little bit. And just, I guess, appreciating the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And no regrets.
No regrets.
And move on.
Yeah, let's go into tools.
Tools. Okay, swooshy, swooshy.
Yeah, swooshly swoosh. And welcome back to Tools.
Tools.
This is going to be a different type of filler.
Dude, I am nervous.
Because we're going to talk a bit about Robert's writing, and then Robert is going to read you another short part of a story, at least.
Yes, and the shitty thing now is that last time I read something, I read that all by my lonesome, and I could edit that like crazy and make it sound good.
Oh, you're not going to do that now? I thought you were.
I am. No, I'm reading it
with
you here.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Getting your
No, just kidding.
laughing reaction to the whole thing, I guess.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll have to do an edit. Yeah, but
no, but I would record it like you did last time.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave pauses or claps, whatever, so you can edit how you want.
Okay.
And I'll be quiet.
Awesome. Yeah.
But tell us a bit of the backstory to this, because depending on when this comes out or when this is out,
Yeah.
it would be cool to just have that what sort of when did you start writing this story? Because I know that this is old.
Yeah, this is old. This is super old. I still haven't found the original printout of the story. I think it's in the same folder with our cursed comic.
Cool.
Yes.
That Frank Miller is now making into a show, or has
So
made
weird.
into a show.
Yeah.
So weird.
So weird. No, but so back in the day, this fits in with us talking about all the shit that we've done prior. But we, when I was way into the breakdance thing, I was still a super geek and watching a lot of horror movies and all this. And I've always been a big vampire geek. I've always loved vampires.
Vampires are cool.
Yes, but then
But
they
not
made
in-
Twilight
yeah,
and
some
they
other
just
ones, yeah.
fucked it over. But just the idea of a vampire, imagine a vampire that wants to learn breakdance. You know, what's stopping him becoming the best breakdancer on the planet? The idea of an immortal dude
Was
training.
this before you started reading Crimson?
No,
the
this
comic?
was after, I think. Crimson came before.
Because what I loved about Crimson was that they kept their personality. You know, it wasn't just about feeding and hunger.
Thank you for saying that. I had totally forgotten that comic.
Yeah.
And I have it, I think, pretty accessible at home. That's
Yeah.
actually a great
Because you know what I
inspiration
love
for
about that?
this.
It's the dilemma of him sort of remembering the taste of
A
hamburger and
Yeah.
stuff, but he couldn't taste it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? His new sort of palate, didn't.
It's disgusting.
It's this. Yeah, exactly. And he
like
just
the COVID taste, I guess.
dude, basically that.
Yeah.
You lose all sense of taste, but you have the memory of the food that you loved. You know what I mean? And I never read the whole comic, but I kind of liked those little sort of things that you could relate to, I guess.
Yeah. And they made him so relatable.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a teenager getting
Humberto
accident.
Ramos art, right?
Yeah. His story too, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But he was, accidentally, I guess, turned into a vampire, and just trying to cope with that and all what that entails as well. It's very interesting. It's a great little run of comics. I think just 4 books. So
Yeah. I think that's what I liked about it,
Yeah.
was that it wasn't this long run of, it was you could actually get the whole thing.
yeah, exactly. But so this came about. Yeah, just I think I was actually sick and just stayed at home writing, you know. But so the idea was a vampire that infiltrated a school and found breakdancing and sort of killed a few kids, you know. But I remembered that idea and thought, I haven't been able to sort of let the story go, in a sense. There was something there that I really enjoyed. I haven't been able to find the story, like I said, so I haven't read
The
it.
original, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's probably
it's-
a bit more stupid than.
I think probably
Because
not as
young,
good as
yeah.
I remember it. Almost like you remembering me being the amazing animal drawer and then showing you what that
What
actually
that
looks
actually
like.
looks like. It's still better than mine. So.
But yeah, so that led me into let's revisit that topic, that idea now, and try to make that into something that is actually a good story.
With actual life experience.
Yes. So I wanted to read sort of a snippet, the sort of initial scene from the story. And this is a little bit different from the way I wrote it back in the day. So, and of course, I have become very graphic. I do enjoy gore, horror, gory horror, and very dark shit. It's always fascinated me, the contrast between the light and dark.
And still, you're squeamish when you watch.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yes.
I love that. Like the
That's why I enjoy it
such
so
a-
much,
yeah.
I think. Like, because it's so disgusting, but it's still...
fascinating. Yeah, it's like
And so easy for me.
For me.
For me. It's so easy for me. I'm just working on my characters.
Italian vampire breakdancer.
Yes. No, it's so easy for me to get into the gory stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but I've been blessed with this extremely weird, twisted brain, and can think up these horrific scenes.
Mhm.
But the scene that I'm gonna read it's not that gory. But just the introduction of whatever it is. And the way I am tackling this now is I'm trying to write it chronologically, or sort of the way a movie would play out or the story plays out, rather than focus on cool scene, connect them,
Yeah,
which is the way I'm writing the other book story.
But I guess it's like depending on how clear the story is to you, that's when that happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And again, like including Sana into this whole process as well makes it makes it easier to go that way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, so the character's reached this point, where does he go now?
Mm-hmm.
Which person is affected now? What's that going to happen to? Blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
and then you have somebody to sort of throw ideas around with, and it's just such a fun, cool process. So it sort of makes me think of the way Seth Rogen and his writing partner work, where they're just sitting and smoking weed and coming up with this crazy movie, you know. I can just imagine how much fun they have doing
Dude.
that. And then that becomes a movie. Like,
Dude, we wrote a whole fucking movie. You know, that martial arts movie that
Yeah.
we were going to do.
yes.
Battle Chasers.
Battle Chasers. Oh my God.
Rubbish Chasers. We had pages of that shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's...
Never do that.
I mean, after the Mortal Kombat movie comes out, when
We'll
or
have a
maybe
market
it's already
for
out
it, yeah.
when you listen to this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure that will like revamp the whole
Genre?
awesome
Action movies.
action
yeah.
martial arts movie. But yeah, oh man.
We'll have other people play us.
What should I say about the story? Like, I've already spoiled that it's a breakdancing vampire dude.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because the story is spoiled, I can already say like the plans that I have. So, the guy that we follow in the story, you're not supposed to know that he is the vampire. So that's going to be the whole, like the big surprise towards the end of the story,
Okay.
where we've followed, it's just a new guy starting a school.
Oh, okay.
And, he starts learning breakdance and gets sort of into the cool crowd, thanks to both breakdancing and like meeting other people. So it's very much like a teenage sort of drama thing. But during his sort of journey in getting into the school, getting friends, there's going to be something killing kids sort of in this town.
But like in your portrayal of your protagonist, like if we would sort of like, is he you know, like he's not a good guy in
No.
that sense, right?
You're always going to be
I mean,
like a
he's-
little bit
Yeah, that's what I mean.
iffy
Like
with him.
because I'm thinking that he's not a bad person, but he's also you know, like this creature.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can be somewhat nice, but you also have to feed. You know, like sort of like the relationship between humans and eating animals.
Yes.
I'm thinking that like, oh, I can have friends, but there's also, you know,
Pets.
cattle.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's pets and cattle, basically.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but we treat them differently for some fucking reason.
And with this, because
Because
this
cats
it's
taste
not
like
his,
chicken.
This is not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Like, this is what he does.
Mm.
And also, because this is not a vampire,
Dude.
it's a different type of vampire. So
Yeah.
when I've
It's a
listened to a lot of...
Creature
There's
similar to...
there's something in Swedish mythology called myling, which is like, I think the mythology of this creature is if a mother sort of kills her child, it comes back as a myling, and that they sort of drink both blood and milk. So in my head, like, this is an older myling, and he can drink milk to sustain or like to dampen the
bloodlust.
the bloodlust. He still needs to feed with blood.
With blood.
But he can like go longer periods of time.
Yeah, but it's like you can survive with
killing.
water, but you know, like for a longer time, and
you
then
still need
but you need
food.
still to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah, the meat.
So, and then I want the killing, like the kids getting killed. It's not going to be very apparent in the beginning. It's just going to be like somebody in the background sort of mentioning that, like, have you seen Michael lately? Like,
missing posters
Yeah,
and blah,
exactly.
blah, blah, yeah.
And then it's going to get closer and closer to the group that he is sort of with.
You know what would be cool? If, like, it sounds like since he's going to be sort of like living lives and becoming, it would be cool to have it as like season 1, season 2, you know, where they just do different sort of like, he just like the main character kind of lives these different, or if it's several, you know, characters or something like that, where they just like, I needed to disappear from there, so I became this. And it's not that he always chooses it.
No.
He just ends up there, you know, somehow, and then he has to sort of adapt and become the thing.
Yeah.
Like that old show Chameleon or whatever the fuck it was called. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember
that. Guy that could just like go into a hospital and then he became
just
a
learned
doctor.
exactly.
And he just like got the abilities somehow. I don't remember what the fuck, how that show worked, but he could just know everything about that thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but for him more because he is like a teenager. He's always going to go to schools. Kind of.
Yeah,
but I mean, not necessarily. He could do whatever he wanted, I guess. I mean, at this stage, I don't know how far I'm taking this, but it's just like the story. So, well, I'm not going to say how far I've gotten.
No, but dude, just if we don't have anything else, I would say just go ahead and...
Are you guys ready?
Okay, I'm going to just be quiet.
Yeah.
No, just need to just like...
It's not at all embarrassing.
So how many pages? Because I could go take a leak. No,
yeah, you could.
No, I'm just kidding.
Actually,
just hear me eating in the background.
I wrote down a dream, and that was the thing that I was...
Cool. Let's never talk about that.
I dreamt that I was like buddies with Steven Spielberg.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, that too. No, I was a stuntman in a Steven Spielberg movie. It was like the craziest thing ever. I had to write it down. It was just like so much fun. There you go. Going into it. So the story is called Biting, and what biting is in sort of the hip-hop world is the theft of another artist's ideas, moves, or concepts. So you know that. So that's sort of where the idea came from originally, where if I steal somebody's breakdance move, it's called, oh, you biter. So I thought that was a cool connection to like a vampire biting. Okay, so let's see. I actually don't remember much of what I've written here, so this is going to be so fucking bad. Oh my god, I'm nervous. All right. The town of Jacob's Mountain. A shithole on the outskirts of the capital, Log Isle. And like most shitholes, it's filled with pieces of shit. Sarah was hurrying down the back alley, her secret shortcut away from her very own piece of shit. Her drunken, abusive dick of a boyfriend. She wasn't crying, but she was on the brink, so very sad and angry, trying to light her last cigarette. Flick, flick, flick. Just sparks lighting up her face while she was complaining loudly about the excrement that was her idiot boyfriend and this shithole town. The night was warm, and it smelled of wet asphalt and dandelions, she thought, stomping down the dark back street. And garbage, she loudly added while flicking her lighter again and again. Come on, you fucking piece of shitty shit. She was shaking the lighter now, feeling the cigarette stick to her lower lip like a piece of paper on superglue. She used her mouth to roll it over to the side of her mouth, and as soon as she touched it, it ripped her lip just slightly, sending a nice shot of stinging pain up Sarah's brain. Ouch! Fuck! Why is it that all the small stuff hurt the most? She asked out loud to an empty back alley. Stubbing your toe, paper cuts, or cigarette stickiness. She thought of her idiot boyfriend again. He had hit her. They always argued, and he had been close to hitting her before, but this time he did it. He hit her in the stomach so it wouldn't show, but even if that had floored her, it didn't hurt in the same way as a cigarette did. Sarah started crying. That fucking asshole, she said sobbingly. Click. A flame appeared right in front of her face. Need a light? He said, stepping around the corner. For an instant she was scared to death, but then relaxed when she recognized his face. Thank you, she said, wiping her tears, and leaned in with her smoke. He stepped in closer to her, his hand cold as ice, even if it was sticky hot outside. He wiped away her last tear from her cheek with his thumb, now cradling her face gently. She could feel her body heating up as he got even closer. So mysterious, so chivalrous, and so damn hot. She let him in closer. She needed comfort. She needed love. His hands gently grabbed her hips and slid up her lower back. Her skin prickled up as his lips just barely brushed by her neck. She wanted him. She turned her head and took a long drag of her very much long-awaited cigarette and whispered, "You really are a life saved." The R of her sentence was cut short as her throat was ripped out. She stood there in shock for the briefest of moments, just not quite realizing what had happened. She tried to speak, but her vocal cords were gone with the rest of her throat. A stream of smoke came out of her open, pulsating neck. He held her tightly. She wasn't scared or mad. She just stood there being held, feeling needed for once in her life, feeling truly loved as he buried his teeth into her open neck and drank her life away. Ironic, she thought. All our lives we drink to escape life, and now life is escaping as a drink. She let it happen. A smile drew across her face as her body went limp. It's always the good ones, she thought, and then it went dark. Ba-ba! Dude, I am sweaty. But yeah, that was Biting, the first sort of
The opening?
the opening of Biting.
That was awesome. Dude, that was awesome. Like, the best part about these, when you read the stories, is that, like, for me, my brain just plays it out.
you
Like,
see
scene
it.
by scene, yeah. So that was really good. I really, really enjoyed that. And I was like, okay, and you're like, and that's it. Cunt.
I wanted to continue, but to be continued.
That was really good. I really,
man.
really, really enjoyed that. I love how you emphasized the shit. No. I think, like,
Of Jacob's Mountain.
dude, yes. No, but I think it's just, like, if you can, like, I think it needs some refining,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
don't lose the shit. Like, I think you can make it, like, you can sell it without cheapening it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because cursing a lot does cheapen things a bit, but I still believe that the description of that shitty town
Exactly.
is perfectly illustrated by that, and that it gets emphasized, you know, with the cigarette and the shit and the fuck. We just, like, because, you know, when you're angry to the point where everything, you just keep fucking up things,
Yeah.
and then you stub your toe and you drop the thing, and you just, like, it just keeps
yeah.
and you just keep cursing, and it doesn't make any sense, you know,
No.
like, for
Yeah.
anyone else outside of that frustration. But I think it's like you have something there, because it's like, oh, this fucking town and this motherfucking
Just keeps going,
yeah, exactly,
going.
until you become the guy from Waterboy, you know.
Yeah. But yeah.
But it's really good, and I really did enjoy that, like, how her arc just ends, you know.
Yeah. And this, like, so the idea of this is that this is a part, like, well, in this part, I wrote her as Sarah, but we've changed her name to Athena now.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she's going to be called Al throughout the book or the story,
Mhm.
but she's gonna be like the lead female character of the story. So the whole story starts with the death of her,
Mhm.
and you're gonna have that. Sort
She's
of
a narrator then?
No.
Like no.
No.
Oh, because you don't start at the
Exactly.
beginning.
So
okay.
this is sort of towards the end of this part of the story,
Yeah, yeah.
or maybe the middle. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't
when.
know. Yeah, it could all move.
Exactly.
But it's really good. I
But
really
she
enjoy
is like, so just to sort of tell you a little bit of where it's going, is the next scene is him, the protagonist starting the school, and she is the guide showing him around school.
it. Okay.
So we immediately get to see her in bright daylight as this cool chick showing him around
without
school.
the backstory, yeah.
Exactly.
Without all that.
So it's like, and I would like it to be, because I write it the way I see it as well. So it's like all movies in my head.
Mhm.
But when she's walking down this dark alley, you don't really see her face super clearly. So you won't, like, when you see her in broad daylight, you're not going to be like, is it or is it not her? Like, you're going to be questioning that. But then it's always going to be in the back of your head, like, when is she dying? When is she
Yeah.
dying? She's going to die. And then I want to lead you away from that to
Yeah,
the
and-
point where
yeah.
you've forgotten it. And then,
Yeah.
bah, that
She
happens,
did. Yeah.
you know. So you're going to really love this chick. Like,
Mhm.
she's going to be super awesome. And she's got
You're gonna
this-
Game of Thrones her. You're gonna
Oh, yeah.
put her in the spotlight, and you're like, "This is the main person." Oh, the main person's dead. Yeah,
Exactly
what
that.
the fuck just happened? The main
Exactly
person is
that.
dead.
Yes.
Dude, first season of fucking Game of Thrones.
Oh, my God, yes.
You're like, this is the lead guy. The lead guy is dead.
Oh, there's so much more coming.
Yeah, cool.
Just
I
you
like
wait.
it.
Awesome.
No, but I really like it. I think this is like how vampire movies should be done. You know, like where you don't like vampires and lore and, you know, vampire hunters. Like
No, I mean,
this is more fun. This is a better approach to, and also no leather jackets. Hopefully.
no leather jackets. Denim.
denim jacket.
But yeah, just sort of 80s style.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want it to be. And then I also want to introduce sort of detective angle to it, like sort of have this guy investigating these murders
Yeah.
along the way. And with that, I don't know if I want it to be maybe like a few months after this has happened and he's investigating this town and he's on the trail of,
Dude, what would be cool
something.
is if it feels like it's happening at the same time, but it really isn't.
That's what I want to achieve, like want to fuck around with time in that
Yeah.
way. But
So-
with that said, that's so much easier said than done.
Dude,
So
it
I
gets
don't know
so
how.
complicated. That's
how
the
to
same
fucking
problem,
get it.
dude. That's the same problem I have with my story
Yeah.
about what is now and what was then, and what is the future. Sort of like, and then you try to write it, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think you need to write the story sort of in a timeline type of thing,
Yeah.
and then like this happens, this there that connects to.
I've started
'Cause
sort
otherwise,
of drawing
yeah.
that out.
Because I tried just thinking about it, and I
Mhm.
was like, okay, so when did this happen? Like, and how do I how do I make it seem like they're happening at the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to write it down.
Yeah.
Cool, very fun story though.
Thanks, man. And thank you guys for letting me do that because, well, you have no choice. I just did it. Ta-da. Yes, the power of podcasting. But yeah, it helps me a lot too, getting to do this. And it makes me even more pumped, So I'm very happy I got to do this. So thank you.
No, we should do these. Like for all, like I think we should record more fillers.
Yeah.
And then pursue this thing.
Yeah.
Because it could be super cool.
Yeah.
And if I ever come around to writing again, I
would
can
love-
read you some of that.
Yes, I would love that.
But I like the thing is you write it like a story. Like I'm not,
I couldn't imagine you doing it any
dude,
worse than that.
Dude, I have such a hard time. Like I overthink it. That's my
Yeah.
problem with this type of stuff, is how to write it so that it sounds like you're telling it. You know what? When you just read it here.
No, but just you write it down and then you go in and you start
you start-
reading what
Yeah,
you've written,
of course.
and then you just make that sound good-ish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that this is good. This is sort of first draft, anyways.
No,
So-
it was super fun. It's super fun to listen in on.
It's just sometimes like with the shitty shits, like that's really fun too.
It is
And it
was
just
really,
comes naturally. I think for you probably be the same if you started doing anything like that, because that's how we talk, you know?
Yeah. But that's the difference. Like, I have a hard time putting, like, the way I say things and the way I write things,
Yeah.
it's not the same. And I can't, like, how would I say this? Because when we say things, you know, this podcast, it's like, oh, you guys said that thing. I was like, I don't remember. Like, I just said it in the moment, you know, like, cue, you know, like triggers, like that trigger thoughts, and I say things. But then if I have to write it, I'm just like, I have no idea how this would sound like a conversation. You know what I mean? Like, how do I write this so that it's a believable conversation?
Yeah.
How do I Shane Black this shit?
That's it. Yeah. And we're going to do a little bit of Shane Black in the retro. But I mean, obviously that is like one of my biggest inspirations, and Tarantino as well, where the dialogue is just like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously the bar is pretty high, but it's just fun to try and emulate that. And also being a movie geek helps, because I can always pull from those.
Dude, exactly. The amount of lines that we know from movies, you could...
I mean, we sit every fucking day and just geek out about all of this, and we have for all of our lives. So, I mean, it comes naturally.
Yeah, but I think it's cool, though, that you're using those, you know, like the bar is high, but it's more of inspiration rather than comparison. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I can only do it my way. I can't do it their way.
But I think that is where you would sort of succeed. You know what I mean? If you're trying to do Tarantino, it'll come off as but it's going to come off as a copy thing, you know?
Yeah.
But if you try to do it, you know, like, I love this stuff, I'll incorporate some of that in my work, you know, the stuff that works.
I mean, it's a love letter to all of that. And hopefully that shines through. I mean, I think it would and does. For me now, like, just to wrap it up, but my worries here is my lack of the normal stuff, like writing the daytime,
the normal, the day-to-day stuff.
Exactly, like, because I want this to be teenage love drama, but also like a little bit of smut stuff, like
you want to have like, minors doing things.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna be 18-year-olds, but
I get it.
You know, they're gonna fuck and they're gonna do all of these things,
the like, stupid things,
like we did back in the day. You know what I mean?
How the fuck do you write that?
Exactly.
So that, you know, like
interesting,
and believable, and
yeah. Exactly. Like I can kill people all day. That's easy.
That's the easy part. I totally agree.
But just like writing about this lovers quarrel, like this triangle drama with these characters.
Or just having like two people arguing outside of the school, you know.
Exactly.
Like, fuck you, Jimmy, blah, 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 blah,
exactly.
blah, blah, about whatever.
Like her abusive boyfriend. Like what would their argument be about? Like, so
you could do the stereotypical sort of thing, you know.
And there's going to be a lot of that. Like this is going to be a walking, like, big time cliche of everything that you've seen before, because that's how we do it. But
you got to start somewhere, and I think stereotypical stuff is
it's the cornerstone of.
I think and then taking it, you know, and then doing something interesting with it. Yeah, and so like, you got to start somewhere. Yeah, it's hard to do something original without the knowledge of how to do anything. You know, like, so I totally believe in, you know, like, leaning a bit on the cliches here.
Yes, good. So that's all the approval I need. It's going to be great.
Come on. Like, writing some of your first works and then expecting it to be gold, you know, like, you got to just do it. Like, like, I don't think, you can't put any sort of focus on that. Like, you just got to do the work.
Yeah. Well, that's how we do it.
I like it.
But yeah.
I want to hear more, dude.
Awesome.
It's just like, you son of a bitch.
Yes. That's exactly what I want. Cool. Yes. We'll see when the next one comes out. And enough talking about this fucking shit.
Let's
move
do
on.
a short retro time.
Yes. So swooshy, swooshy. Beautiful. We're back.
Pro. So, welcome back to the Skipper Heroes Retro Time.
With me, Robert.
I'm Elias.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
So,
So speaking
let's-
about
Shane
like
Black.
writing stuff, yes.
Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Shane Black.
Definitely not counting The Predator.
I was
One
like,
of
the
the-
Predator is really good, but then
Yeah.
you said so yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe he hit his head really hard.
I think so. Or maybe like after he did The Nice Guys, it just his head was empty. You know, it was done.
How is that the same person?
I don't know.
like the dialogue, everything in that movie sucks. You know,
yes.
like even
not the Nice Guys, The Predator.
Yeah, the Predator.
Yeah.
The Predator, not Predator.
Exactly. Don't watch it.
Not
Don't.
Predatore.
Please just forget it exists.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Shane Black, Lethal Weapon.
Dude, master of fucking dialogue.
He helped do like all of the amazing lines in the first Predator movie.
Mhm.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is the one we're going to be
Yeah,
jumping
because
into.
he's only produced 7 movies, I think. That he directed. I mean,
Yeah,
not
he did
produced,
Iron Man 3
directed,
as
yeah.
well, and that is very Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Mm.
So I think you might enjoy it in that way. If
In
you
that
don't
sense,
see it
yeah.
as like a
A
Marvel
yeah.
big time movie, just like you got the guy from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang in an Iron Man suit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So yeah, in that way, and it is very similar. So
But he's like, you can't, like, we talked about this before, but if you watch Nice Guys and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, like, if you watch this with a friend, you will not talk to this friend for
those-
the duration
yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah,
because if you talk,
you're gonna
you're
miss it.
gonna miss it.
Yeah,
Whatever the it is, you're gonna miss it.
Exactly.
Like, there is no sort of part of this movie where you can start talking.
No,
Like, it's just like dialogue, dialogue, you know.
but it doesn't feel rushed. It doesn't feel
Dude.
like in your face. It's not like it's not a pain in the ass in any way to watch. It's just
No.
enjoyable.
It's
just
the pacing
getting
is
on.
great.
It's a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
And it's just like perfect from start to finish. And yeah, I watched The Nice Guys just the other day with Santa,
We watched that again.
and she loved it.
Mhm.
You know, laughed so hard to so many different jokes. And it's not just the normal like talking jokes. It's also very physical.
Yeah.
And the way it's shot and the way everything is, like the scene when he does the just fucking shoot me, you know, and he's drunk and
Yeah,
he's like
yeah, yeah.
gonna play this, he gets shot and then drops off the balcony.
Yeah.
Like it's such a perfect scene.
Dude.
It's so funny.
But that's the beauty of it. The dialogue ties into the action. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And when I say action, I'm not talking about like, like highway chase. I just mean like when the physical meets the dialogue, sort of.
Exactly.
Like, it's so perfect. Like,
Yes.
it is, like, it's so hard to compare. It's to other movies. You know what I mean? Like, when Shane
can't.
Black is really good,
Yeah,
he is exceptionally good. Like, he writes,
he is the master.
yeah,
Like,
holy crap.
and it's just, yeah, it's so good.
It's so hard to explain, though.
Yeah, it is. You really just
You
need
just
to
need
watch
to
it.
watch it, yeah.
But I think Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is still my favorite out of the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, well, to me, it's a perfect movie.
But, dude, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a movie that I watched and then I bought it.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
And you don't buy
I don't
movies.
buy it. Like, I've bought, like, as a grown-up, I own maybe, like, 7 DVDs.
Yeah.
Like, in my 36 years
Yeah.
of being alive.
It's
Like,
insane.
I buy very few movies.
Yes.
But Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I just, like, thank you.
Yes. Like,
Like, it was such a fucking good movie.
Mm.
I was like, this movie is magical. Like, it is so good. Like, I don't understand how someone could write this. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And it just came out of nowhere.
It fucking, dude, I don't even know why I watched it. Where did I get this movie from? Like, I
Exactly.
don't remember.
It was direct to DVD, wasn't it? Like,
Dude,
I don't remember
I
that
think
being
so.
at the
I don't
cinema.
like here in Sweden. I
No.
don't think it was, or maybe it was. Like one of those that you
but
just
just like
miss.
a
Yeah.
week.
But I don't know why I saw this.
Same with Boondock Saints too. Like
Boondock Saints, you introduced me because I totally would have missed that movie.
Yeah, but
Is
it
it really
just-
good? I haven't seen it in ages.
oh, dude, it's so amazing.
Maybe
Oh
we should
my
watch
God.
that here as well. Like,
we definitely should.
yeah, okay, cool. We should.
Like, I shed a tear when the song came on at the beginning
Oh,
when
yeah,
I
it's
saw
so
it
good.
recently. Like, it just brought back so much Like, it's so amazing in that way.
But that movie feels like one of those things that you just do because you love something, doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I have this cool idea about these two brothers and then blah, blah, blah. And you just, like, basically, like, you read up your story right now. That's what Boondock Saints feels like. You know what I mean? Like, someone just enjoying. Who the fuck directed that one?
What's his face? Troy Duffy something?
Did he do anything good
No.
after that?
No, I don't think so.
Because that was such a great fucking movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they failed the second one so totally.
I still haven't finished the second one.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
No,
yeah.
I couldn't.
Dude, it's not even the same. You know
No.
what I mean? Like, it's just weird.
Everything about it was just wrong.
Wrong, yeah.
So I just said nope. Like, I'm not gonna soil the legacy.
The legacy of that movie, yeah.
So I'm just gonna keep loving the first one.
Mm.
Yeah. But Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. All right.
Dude,
Yes. Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's one of the fucking, like, top.
It brought back Robert Downey Jr., you know? Like,
It
he
really
didn't
did.
really do much before
that, yeah.
And then from there he went and pretty much is that character as Iron Man.
Is Iron Man, yeah.
And it's just so...
But the timing, man.
Everything. It's it's so and it's so smart. Like,
And it's like every
Having-
time you watch it,
it's just more.
it's just better.
Yeah, exactly. But I love that it's like, what is it, 2 or 3 different stories, kind of, or like different trails that they follow, and they all tie up into this
to this one.
perfect thing.
But it's like so much. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's so.
And they even say it like in the beginning, like, because they're referencing this that author.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but
Exactly.
I know, yeah.
Like he was always working 2 cases that seemed to be different,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah.
turned out to be the
Dude,
same.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I
so
love how he
it's
sort of says that to him
the
as well.
Gossamer or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Have you ever had that, like 2 different cases lead into the same thing? He was like, no, that never happens, or whatever. And then it
lo
just.
and behold, here you are. And I love, Gay Perry. Like,
Gay Perry
that
is the
character's
best
just
character.
So good.
Holy shit,
Val
dude.
Kilmer. That's got to be the last good movie Val Kilmer
Dude,
did.
it made me so happy to see Val Kilmer again.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anything else that he did except Top Secret and Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just so awesome to see Val Kilmer come back.
The Saint.
And the Saint, yeah, of course. And it was so good. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he was so good in this movie.
Yes. And again, just perfect timing between the actors, and like the dialogue is so tightly written.
Dude, yeah, especially after the first fuck up there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I love it. Oh man.
And it feels, like, because it is scripted, but they and there's a rhythm to this banter.
Yeah.
But it's so good. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because sometimes you just like, whoa, I hate you. You hurt me. Like, and it feels fake.
Yeah.
This is like fucking like a dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. It's so well written. It has this pacing that is
And
just.
again, it's just like the melding of the script, the actors being perfect for their roles. Like, everything is just like, yes. There's nothing in here that I would change.
No.
And I think like that in itself is like the definition of a perfect movie.
Dude,
you know what I
it
mean?
is.
If there's nothing in the movie that you would change or alter in any way,
Yeah.
that is a perfect movie.
Dude, for me, that is a perfect movie because it just kind of like, it ties it, like, I don't know, like it's all good. You know what I mean? Even like, I have nothing when I watched it that I felt like, no, not this. This is not. No, this movie does it all right.
Yeah.
Like, it all just comes together.
Every single thing gets tied in, like, or gets finished off.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing that's left unturned.
I think that is it. That there probably is something, but it just
I
flew over
haven't
my
seen
head.
it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it enough times apparently to kind of notice that. But
Yeah. It's just
if I have to
so-
watch it 7 times to pick up on the one mistake, it's a good movie. You know what I mean? Like, if I have to nitpick, because that's where we end up.
Exactly.
But it is just such a fucking awesome ride.
Yeah. Man. And just like that little thing, even tying it into with like the movie starting off with Harold the Great or whatever, like him being like this magician when he was a kid,
yeah.
and then having those magician hand reflexes to work to save his ass at the very end, sort of.
Yeah.
Like just to even get that tied in,
Yeah.
you know,
No,
it's
it is
not
perfect. I had
necessary
totally
at
forgotten
all.
the ending because I was like, yeah, they do that and that, but how the fuck does it really end? You know, like,
Exactly.
what the fuck happened?
And I love like when he brings out the book, he gets shot in the chest and he has
Oh,
that
I love
the
that.
Gossamer
That is
book and
so
he brings
good.
it out and he's like, it's like,
And
oh
then
my
she
God.
holds
And
it
she's
in
like,
perspective,
oh, you
yeah.
were saved by the book, and then
So cool,
and
yeah.
then, and then
It's
there's
just
a hole
through it. Oh, dude.
It's a fucking book,
Dude,
That
the
one
same
saved
thing.
shit.
Dude, I totally forgot about her slamming the door.
Yeah,
Dude, I had totally forgotten that. And then as
finger-
soon as it happened,
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
oh, yeah.
Did I just cut off your finger?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
You just fucking cut off the finger. Yeah.
The best thing is that reaction is the same reaction I had when they dropped the, like that security folding fence on my hands,
Yeah.
so that I fractured both my hands.
Fantastic.
Both my like right and left hand were stuck between that, you know, like super heavy iron fence thing. Like so they just like the guy just let it go. So he just hit both my hands because I was holding the one side, so we were going to lower it together. Imagine it being sort of like a L, and
Yeah.
then you close the top.
Oh,
one,
yeah. Oh,
and
my.
the guy
it
just
just, like-
let it go. Yeah,
Fuck.
and both my hands were squashed, and I was like, "Dude, lift it up." He's like, "Why?" We just put it. I was just lift it up. He was like, "Why?" You know, just keep questioning it because he
Like,
didn't
just-
understand. Because I didn't react. I didn't scream. I didn't do anything. And because I didn't feel any pain, you know, the adrenaline just surged in,
Yeah.
and I was just angry,
Yeah.
and I was just lift the thing up. I was like, both my hands are stuck in the thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he lifted them up, and my hands were half their thickness, you know.
Oh, fuck.
And then I went into the place and I put cold water on them, and then you know, just like seconds later, they were more than twice the size of what they used to be.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was like like cartoon fingers.
Oh, my God.
And the doctor said, like, you have fractures in, like, 3 of your fingers on that one and, you know, several fractures on your right hand.
Holy shit.
So for a couple, like, and then he was like, from what I can see, you have nice fractures, you know, so they'll just heal up.
So just
But I'm going to
like-
just, you know, glue some fingers together so you can't break them up and just let it heal. I'll write you a paper. You can't work for, you know, I don't remember how many weeks. But after a month, you should be good to sort of like, you know, start doing
moving
normal
again.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the best thing about that, the way he glued my fingers together, I could play video games, you know, console.
Oh,
I could
really?
hold, yeah. So I had, you know, like, I couldn't play with the top, what do you call them? The top.
Yeah. The R and L buttons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had with just one finger, or I could just like it was a bit, but the rest I could basically play. So it was like, I remember playing, what was that? Something crime, like that game.
True crime? No.
Yeah, was that the game? Was it called that when you were this Jet Li character?
I actually thought of that game
really
on my
yeah,
way
that
in
was
today
the game I was
with
playing.
what's the song?
Yeah,
Poem something.
poem. Yeah,
Yeah. Taproot.
Taproot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that was what I was playing
yeah.
at the time with my broken hands.
Awesome.
But I got paid.
I really enjoyed that game. Or
It
I
was-
remember it
But it was
fondly.
again, one of those things that, you know, like I love Jet Li movies and I love this police thing, you know, and then they just melded them together to this perfect action game that wasn't perfect, but it
Yeah.
had cool concepts.
You had the slow-mo thing. Slow-mo gun.
Oh
shooting
yeah,
thing.
and they did have the
explode
and you
the
could also
cars.
fight in slow mo. Basically, like the Jet Li's the one.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
you could like yeah. So it had a lot of potential to become something cool, and then it didn't eventually. but the idea was cool, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
But I did finish it. So
Exactly.
and I
think-
played the second one as well, I think.
Oh, there was a second one?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know. But I actually don't remember the name. I just said true crime.
But
I
it
don't
was
know if
something
it was-
crime. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it was true crime.
No,
but
I don't think so.
But it was
Like, it doesn't ring a bell at all.
No.
Uh,
True crime sounds just like a documentary on Netflix.
Yeah. I'm sure there is one.
There probably
more.
is one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, so, I mean, I don't have more to say
Nah,
about Kiss Kiss
neither.
Bang
No.
Bang or
No, but
The Nice Guys.
if you haven't seen those movies, they are so good. You can watch them with your, significant other if they're not like a major, like they don't have to be a major geek to enjoy them.
No.
They're just good. Even my wife liked it,
Yeah.
It's just so well written. It's hard to not like.
Exactly. And like we mentioned, seriously, there were so many times I had to rewind because like we just started talking a little bit. And then I look, I'm like, fuck.
You've lost in a couple of seconds, you've lost like 5 minutes of worth of dialogue. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so fast.
That dialogue can be very essential for the rest of the story.
That is how that movie plays out.
Yeah.
Like you
and it's
can't
so
miss.
Quick. It's so quick. So you just need to be like laser focused on the story, just watching it.
Because they keep tying back to things that they've said before.
Exactly. So
it's
you're gonna miss like a
important,
joke half an hour later if you missed that one little line. There,
that's where
it's so great.
And that's, I think, seeing it several times, because when it came out, I saw it, with everyone.
Yeah.
And it's such a great movie. And every time you see it, you catch those little callbacks to itself,
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, shit, that thing and that thing. Oh, it's just so beautiful. Like, it is. And it has these, like, super serious moments that are, with the dialogue that's there, like, it's like this perfect fucking thing. Like,
and just balancing that super serious with that very goofy as well. Like it's so like, for instance, in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, when they've dragged out the body from the trunk from the water, and they shoot the trunk to open it, drag the girl out, and it's very serious, and he covers her up, and it's like this nice little moment,
super serious. Oh my god.
And then balance that out with you shot her in the head when you open the trunk.
When you open the trunk, like it's such a fucking it's so
it's so perfect,
and it becomes so comedic, but no one's laughing, you know what I mean? Like it is such a fuck, and it's moments like that in this whole movie. Like, it's a serious movie that kind of just has this weird, like the jokes are there, but they're not haha,
Exactly.
but
it's Shane Black.
It's Shane Black humor. Yeah, it's so well written. It's so well balanced.
Yeah, but it actually makes me want to go back and watch the Lethal Weapons, because I haven't seen the first one in ages.
I just want to see all of them, because I have fond memories from 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
like even
there's
the
always
fourth one.
Even the shitty one is still good.
Yeah,
and I can't say which one is the shitty one because I love all of them.
I don't think anyone is shitty, like.
I wonder
as
if
long
Shane
as
Black
you
has
have
written all of them.
diplomatic immunity.
Oh yeah. Dude, that bad guy is such a great bad guy.
Dude, I hated him so much.
Yeah,
like hated.
And she was so beautiful, like the
lady that they.
exactly. It just made you hate him even more.
Dude, I loved the Jet Li fight in the end where he just goes cray cray.
Yeah.
Damn,
beautiful.
Dude. I don't know if it still holds up.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But I like the idea they were trying to sort of because of reasons. I don't want to spoil too much. But I like that they're basically, they don't have a chance. They are too old for this shit.
Yeah. But they still go.
Yeah. It's great. I'll probably revisit those because I'm also into, I just want to, I go on Netflix and stuff and I try to find, weird shit now to just watch. Now I'm stuck on Buffy
weird?
though. But just finding these movies that I just I've never heard of this. Like when I watched Kin, that sci-fi movie, and just trying to find these weirder movies that, because I feel that there's a passion there sometimes, with these lower budget movies.
And you might miss something really awesome.
Exactly. But then again, you mostly just get disappointed.
Yeah.
But it's like that. What was that movie that you told me to watch with Arrow in it?
Code 8?
Code 8, yeah. Like, it wasn't great. Like, the powers, they didn't present them well, and stuff like that. But there is, a nerdy underlying passion there that this could have been cool.
Exactly.
I watched that movie, The Darkest Minds, as well with the kids with the superpowers this. Because I remember seeing the commercial. I was like, no.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
But then I just wanted to see it and see how they sort of played around with the powers. And it has some potential, but again, they squander that as well, But I do enjoy seeing, different movies that kind of play around with the same things and see how they sort of
Yeah, like
do it.
what does one
But it's like
do?
vampire movies. You watch I remember just renting vampire. It's a vampire movie. I'm gonna rent this.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you remember Aaliyah did like Queen of the Damned?
Yes, I have it.
And oh, you have it. Yeah, well,
course.
there you go. And I remember
It's
like
an Anne
enjoying
Rice book.
and I remember just like enjoying the idea of it, but it just like
It's like a
didn't
prequel, or prequel and sequel to Interview with a Vampire, because it is Lestat. Like Tom Cruise's character in Interview with a Vampire is the guy in
but Queen of the Damned was so different. Anyway,
I would
so
actually like to see that again. I haven't seen that.
But same thing
since-
here, dude. There were a lot of vampire movies, coming
Yes.
at some point, and we saw a lot of them. Some of them were, more straight up horror. Some of them were more like a underworld, before Underworld.
But that's why I, like, going back to my story, want to sort of reinvent the vampire a bit and not have it that way, because
Leather, like Blade, I guess, kind of was another sort of milestone in, now
you can
every
do
movie
vampires
with
this way.
vampires are going to have leather and fast sunglasses.
and
like
for
and-
sure.
And then you just had like 6 Underworld movies,
But this, have you seen Let the Right One In? Låt den rätta komma in.
I've read the book.
Yeah, the movies, or they're two different.
They're
the American
English and
and
the
Swedish.
Swedish.
Yeah. That is sort of more in line with what I want to do. Like, just
They
typical.
never say, or like they don't
exactly
mention it in that
exactly,
way.
and it's just a normal kid, and that makes it so much more creepy because it could be anybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't. You don't go
I haven't
looking
seen
for the leather
movies,
dude. you
but
know?
I didn't enjoy the book. Like, it had points where I was like, "This is fucking crazy."
Yeah.
And it's not a long book either.
No,
but I just don't know why I didn't enjoy it.
I started
back
reading
then.
it, but then the movie came, so I watched the movie, and then I
'Cause the
just
movies
never
are
got
always
back
better,
to
yeah.
reading it. Yeah.
Now, I didn't enjoy it. I found the book in Thailand, I think, and then I was like, I'll just grab this. Because it was in a place, like, at the hotel that we stayed at. They had the shelves, like, where tourists left books and took a book.
Yeah.
And I think I left whatever the fuck I was reading because it was boring. And I took that one. And it was the Swedish one as well.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
Thailand,
Of course,
Swedes. Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Swedes.
Such a weird. It was like German books and shit. And then I found that one. I was like, this is
ooh.
mine now. And I left. What did I leave? It was like a super thick book that I bought. I think I bought it at the airport, just to have a 10-hour flight.
I actually love buying
And it was
books
so
for-
boring.
Yeah.
It was so boring. So I was like, there you go, tourist.
Putting it back.
Yeah, putting it back.
I'm doing you a favor. But
Yeah.
reinventing vampires and all that good stuff. I mean, The Lost Boys did the same thing,
Oh, The Lost Boys.
but that sort of
we've
brought
talked
in the
about that,
leather,
yeah.
I guess.
No, but that's the difference. That's
Yeah.
where they're using the leather sort of as the rock and roll style.
Exactly.
But vampires, with like, it just feels like I guess I'm thinking of Blade, the movies, like how they're all dressing
yeah,
like
trench
leather
coats and-
daddies,
yeah.
basically. They're
Leather
basically
daddies.
Tobias Fünke in Arrested Development when
yeah.
he's a leather daddy.
Oh my God.
That's what Blade feels to me. Whereas in Lost Boys, it kind of fits the aesthetic of the 80s,
Yeah.
They do it really well.
Yeah. Like this kind of punk rocky, but glam. Yeah, I
exactly.
don't know.
Glam rock.
It
Yeah.
just works. It just
It
works.
does work, yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like, and I think that the vampire genre right now has the potential to be told differently.
Yes. And also what sort of made me go back to that story was the breakdance part of it, because that's totally different. Like, you don't see breakdance in any movies. The last time you saw that was breakdance. Kind of.
I'm still curious how you're going to make that work.
Yeah.
Because it's such a out there thing that it needs a good,
Yeah.
what I mean? Like a good type of
I mean,
reason for being there.
Yeah. The only way I can justify it is that it's a way for
Cocaine.
him. Yeah, exactly. It's a way for the protagonist to just become part of
Something
society,
fast, yeah.
In school or whatever. But he actually does get sort of pulled into it. This is something that he has never seen, and it's just like, what is this? Like, the way I saw it the first time I saw breakdance, it's just like, this is incredible. Like, this is so cool. I want to learn how to do that. He gets that,
It's going to be interesting how you make this character like how you build them up.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be interesting. Like, why would he think? Because, you know, there are a lot of people that don't give a shit about breakdance. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it'll be fun to see what kind of character you make him. Like, what sort of makes him tick, you know, both positive and negative. You know, like, whatever it is.
That's, like, as far as I've written it now, it is to the point where he sees the breakdance and sort of goes to be a part of it. Like, so I've reached that part in the story. So at some point you will get to hear that. But yeah, it definitely needs a lot more work. And
but that first part was really good. Like, I really, really enjoyed it.
I want to set that mood and then have that sort of just be extremely contrasted later, which is the dangerous part, because that part, again, easy, and it has this certain mood that it just works. Whereas now when it's supposed to be like happy and during the day and
normal,
that's scary. Like, that is scary.
That's the scary part.
Yes. So stay tuned,
dude. That's why I didn't want to distract you from reading as well. That's why I closed my eyes and tried to sort of like just get into the story and just like.
I really appreciate you like not starting to laugh or.
No. I didn't want to. I didn't, because the thing is, I don't want to interrupt the story either, the flow of things. So I just like, okay, I'm just gonna listen and try to really get the story, because that's like we always, you know, like consume stuff. Like, it's fun to really get into it. Like, even if it sucks, you consume it like it's the best thing. You know what I mean? Like, and then you can whatever. Like, if you don't want to hear anymore or you don't want to watch it ever again,
then you don't.
You don't
Exactly.
But while you're doing it, you're gonna sort of get the experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that doesn't work with DC stuff.
No.
Like, I've tried. Like, now I know that's where I draw the line. Like, it's for me so bad that I can't watch it. But this was way better.
Awesome.
Dude, if this was 4 hours rather than the Snyder Cut, I would have listened to this shit.
Oh, man. I'm blushing now. Stop it. Speaking of stopping, I think that's it. That's it for today.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
Awesome. Oh, my God.
If
Bringing it
anyone
back to the
gets,
fucking... Oh, my God.
Not even going to tell you where that's from.
Actually makes me want to go out and buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm craving...
It being the thing.
The thing. Thank you guys so much for listening, and again for letting me read up the silly stuff that I'm writing. And please let me know what you guys think as well. If you want to keep hearing what happens to the protagonists, sort of, well, you already kind of know. Yeah. But I really, really appreciate any feedback you can give me, and any ideas or whatever, just write me. Find me on my Instagram, Rob Ekblom, EKBLOM. I really need to change my name. And just write me a DM and terrorize me.
Yeah, and also reach out. Like, for those of you that are on Discord and don't hate it, write in the episode discussion channel what you think.
Yes, please.
Of Robert's little story there.
Tag me.
And tag.
And tag. And then, maybe give the podcast a little rate. 5 stars would be good.
But 6 is fine, too.
6 is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever you choose to do.
Exactly.
Like,
whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
As long as it's 5 or 6.
5 or above,
Yeah.
We're good. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our weekly bullshit.
And I hear the music coming, so reaching the crescendo, and before this fucking thing gets started. Fuck it all.